Welcome to Streaming News Network by Claude McDaniel. News without the hype and biased reporting. Please like and subscribe.
This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. President Donald Trump announced that United States forces have killed Hector Rustenford Guerrero Flores, better known as Niño Guerrero, the alleged leader of the Venezuelan criminal organization Tren de Aragua. According to the president, the operation was carried out by United States Southern Command in a targeted military strike conducted in coordination with Venezuelan authorities. Venezuelan officials have also confirmed Guerrero was killed during a joint operation in Bolívar state. Trump described the strike as a major victory in his administration's campaign against transnational criminal organizations. He said the action fulfills promises to combat gang violence, strengthen border security, and pursue those responsible for crimes committed against American citizens. The president also highlighted his administration's designation of Tren de Aragua as a foreign terrorist organization and vowed continued action against criminal cartels and gang leaders operating throughout the region. Guerrero had been one of the most wanted figures linked to the gang, which has been accused of drug trafficking, human trafficking, extortion, and violent crimes across Latin America and beyond. He had remained a fugitive since escaping from a Venezuelan prison in 2023. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard announced Friday that her office is releasing previously undisclosed documents related to United States-funded biological research laboratories operating around the world. According to Gabbard, the documents detail approximately 120 laboratories located across 30 countries, including facilities in Ukraine. She said the release supports President Donald Trump's executive order aimed at ending federal funding for certain gain-of-function research overseas while increasing transparency and accountability. Gabbard stated that intelligence officials had previously warned about a United States-supported laboratory in Ukraine that allegedly housed potentially dangerous pathogens. She noted that ongoing military conflict in the region could leave such facilities vulnerable to attack, seizure, or damage. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence also claimed that many of the laboratories have conducted research involving highly contagious pathogens and gain-of-function studies, which alter viruses or other organisms to better understand how they spread or evolve. In a statement, Gabbard accused government officials, public health leaders, and members of the previous administration of downplaying or denying the existence of United States-funded biological research programs overseas. She said additional reviews are underway to determine what research is being conducted, where these laboratories are located, and what pathogens they contain. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. A California man has been charged with murder in the fatal shooting of a registered nurse and popular social media health educator known to thousands online as Nurse Solomon. Authorities say 33-year-old Lardy Solomon was shot and killed on May 31 in downtown Oakland while walking toward his vehicle near 14th and Harrison Streets. Police responded shortly before 3 o'clock in the morning and found Solomon suffering from gunshot wounds. He was transported to a hospital, where he later died. Prosecutors have charged 39-year-old Shakory Carnell Daniels of Vallejo with murder, attempted robbery, illegally possessing a firearm and ammunition as a convicted felon, and personally discharging a firearm during the crime. According to family members, Solomon and a friend had been leaving a nightclub when a suspect allegedly approached and demanded a chain Solomon was wearing before gunfire erupted. The case has drawn widespread attention because Solomon had built a following of more than 20,000 people on TikTok, where he shared health education and medical advice. Born in Ghana, Solomon later moved to the United States, earned a nursing degree, and worked as a registered nurse in the Bay Area. Daniels was arrested on June 4 and remains in custody without bail. His next court appearance is scheduled for June 30. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. A South Florida man is back behind bars after authorities say he led law enforcement on 2 separate high-speed chases in less than a week. According to officials, 23-year-old Jeffrey Julian Chowcanes Vasquez of Miami Gardens was released from the Monroe County Jail on June 12. Investigators say that shortly after his release, he allegedly stole a sport utility vehicle from the Plantation Key Courthouse parking lot and once again attempted to flee from law enforcement. The pursuit began after the Florida Highway Patrol tried to stop the vehicle for reckless driving near mile marker 83 on U.S. Highway 1. Authorities say the driver refused to stop, leading officers on a chase that ended near mile marker 61, where Chowcanes Vasquez was taken into custody without incident. Deputies also allege that before stealing the vehicle, he broke into another car in the courthouse parking lot and stole an iPhone charger. Additional charges related to the stolen vehicle and pursuit were filed by the Florida Highway Patrol. The arrest came just days after a similar incident on June 9, when authorities say Chaucanes Vasquez fled from deputies on U.S. Highway 1 at speeds reaching 125 miles per hour. He was previously charged with driving under the influence, fleeing and eluding law enforcement, reckless driving, excessive speeding, and possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. Officials report that no serious injuries occurred in either chase. This is J. Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. 6 South Florida men are facing federal kidnapping and conspiracy charges following what investigators describe as a violent extortion scheme that allegedly began at a beach resort and ended with a victim being tortured and abandoned on the side of a road. Federal authorities say the incident occurred on May 26 after 2 victims met with an acquaintance near Hollywood Beach. According to court documents, the group gathered in a parking garage at a beachfront resort when several masked and armed suspects suddenly arrived and launched an attack. Investigators allege one victim was beaten, forced into a vehicle at gunpoint, and driven to a remote location where kidnappers demanded money from his family and friends. Prosecutors say the victim was threatened, tortured, and burned with a blowtorch while suspects attempted to extort cash for his release. A second victim was later brought to the location, where both men were allegedly robbed of cash, jewelry, clothing, and cell phones. Authorities say one victim was also forced to transfer money electronically. According to investigators, the first victim survived after pretending to suffer a medical emergency, causing the suspects to panic and eventually abandon him. He was later found by passing motorists and treated at a local hospital for head injuries and burn wounds. The 6 defendants, ranging in age from 18 to 21, now face federal kidnapping and conspiracy charges as the investigation continues. This is J. Claude McDaniel of Streaming News Network. A dispute over voter fraud allegations has erupted in Los Angeles following a report examining voter registration activities involving homeless individuals on the city's Skid Row. First Assistant United States Attorney Bill Essayli criticized a newspaper report that described claims of widespread voter fraud as unfounded. Essayli argued that the article itself contained evidence of illegal activity by documenting cases in which homeless individuals were allegedly paid to register to vote and sign ballot petitions. According to federal law, paying someone to register to vote is a criminal offense that can carry significant fines and prison time. Essayli pointed to interviews cited in the report in which several individuals said they received small cash payments in exchange for signing petitions, with one person claiming to have signed multiple names. The controversy follows a plea agreement involving a Marina del Rey woman who admitted to paying homeless individuals to register to vote and sign ballot petitions. Court documents indicate that in some cases she used an address associated with her rather than the registrant's actual residences. The woman also acknowledged that California's mail-in voting system could have resulted in ballots being sent to addresses where some registered voters did not live. The case has renewed calls for further investigation as election integrity remains a topic of debate following recent local primary elections in Los Angeles. This is J. Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. Jean Shalit, the longtime television film critic and arts reporter whose distinctive appearance and trademark humor made him one of the most recognizable personalities in American broadcasting, has died at the age of 100. His family announced Friday that Shalit passed away peacefully after what they described as an extraordinary life and career spanning decades in journalism and entertainment. Shalit joined NBC's Today Show as a contributor in 1970 and became the program's arts editor 3 years later. He would go on to spend more than 4 decades reviewing movies, books, and popular culture for millions of viewers nationwide. Known for his trademark bushy hair, oversized mustache, colorful bow ties, and love of puns, Shalit became a fixture of morning television through his popular Critics' Corner segments. His unique style helped bring film criticism to a broader television audience at a time when newspaper reviews dominated the industry. Colleagues remembered him not only for his wit and humor, but also for his intelligence and ability to make arts and entertainment coverage accessible and engaging. Shalit's influence helped pave the way for movie critics to become prominent television personalities, leaving a lasting mark on entertainment journalism. Jean Shalit was 100 years old. This is J. Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. A newly launched Indiana lottery scratch-off game has been suspended after players reported winning tickets that allegedly displayed prizes far larger than the amounts recorded in the lottery's official system. One Indiana resident, forklift driver Mike Fields, believed he had won a $100,000 grand prize while playing the $5 Space Invaders Cash Invasion scratch-off game. However, after scanning the ticket, he was informed that the prize was actually valued at just $20. Fields says he traveled to lottery headquarters expecting to claim the larger prize but was told payment could not be processed while officials investigated the issue. Another player, Glendon Jones, reported a similar experience. He believed he had won $2,500, only to be informed that the ticket was the result of a printing error and did not qualify for a prize. The Hoosier Lottery has since halted sales of the Space Invaders Cash Invasion game, citing a technical issue involving some tickets that appeared to show prize amounts different from those contained in the lottery's official validation records. Lottery officials say they are reviewing applicable rules and procedures to determine how affected players will be compensated. Individuals who believe they were impacted have been provided forms to submit claims while the review continues. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. Academy Award-winning actor Nicolas Cage has revealed that he officially completed a legal name change last year, formalizing a decision he made decades ago to establish his own identity apart from one of Hollywood's most famous families. Born Nicholas Kim Coppola in 1962, the actor is the nephew of legendary filmmaker Francis Ford Coppola and comes from a family whose influence spans generations of the entertainment industry. Cage has long spoken about the challenges of carrying the Coppola name early in his career, saying he wanted to succeed based on his own talent rather than family connections. After beginning his acting career in the early 1980s, he adopted the professional name Nicolas Cage, inspired by the Marvel comic book character Luke Cage and avant-garde composer John Cage. In a recent interview, the actor revealed that he legally changed his name in 2025, making his professional identity his official one as well. Cage, who won an Academy Award for his performance in Leaving Las Vegas, said the decision was about more than paperwork. It represented a lifelong commitment to building a career and legacy on his own terms.
Thank you for listening to Streaming News Network videos and shorts. Please like and subscribe to our news channel.